Ende by Dalolin no Kunusi, where there's Swella idea in a menu bossing Katana, Eastern is 24. As you know, bossing Katana Balloon, Manuno Yadikechi, a child Aguagu, who try Kurochako Adere, Issa, Issa, Issa. Diko CD, I Jenny Jabapuni also. And before I got in, Chitakuna Tata Bobo Sink and upon 9th of January 2023. And because the I would tell you fine up morning tea. The guys you know, Nedu Akukwa, and I can tell you daily morning tea, Nedu Akukwa, Pastor Maka, Yenemena neighbor, and the Afghan Prime Minister. Now, because I would, if I would tell you, no, get over the issue. Biafran Prime Minister Kugaside Banua and then call Otre as in Otriti Gasi, D. Chicha. I'm like on Gaya Beefer, a Fumun Gassiona drop or comment you know, near Rapua on the comment below. All right, over to you, sir.
594 Boko Haram members were released, and how they are abducting our teenagers, young people, women, molesting them, dehumanizing them in Biafra territory. So if you are watching from Twitter, we urge you to come and join so that you are going to be part and parcel of this particular platform. This platform was built for Biafra people to be able to watch so that nobody is going to control what we do here. Nobody is going to censor what we do here. We bring evidences to you, bring images to you, and you see it live and direct. All right, if you're watching from Twitter, you have to excuse us now. Come and click on the link and come to channel 2. And you're going to open this link and watch the broadcast live and direct. Thank you. All right, without wasting any of your time, we are going to start and go straight to the business.
Gombe State, where a new batch of 594 former Boko Haram members have completed the federal government's state, the Chief of Defense Staff charged the graduating clients to be advocates of peace and justify the second chance given to them. Lanre Adeyemi reports.
For the past 7 years, Operation Safe Corridor continues to be an effective tool in the fight against insurgency in northern Nigeria. The multi-agency program is graduating 594 former members of the Boko Haram terrorist group. They refer to them as clients. They have completed months of intensive physical, mental, social, and psycho-spiritual therapy.
I am confident that based on the therapeutic interventions this set of clients have undergone, they are better citizens from when they...
The uniqueness.
I want you all to understand the name that they call them, okay? They say they are their clients. Let us go back a little bit.
We begin in Gombe State, where a new batch of 594 former Boko Haram members have completed the federal government's deradicalization, rehabilitation, and reintegration program called Operation Safe Corridor. After the taking of oath of allegiance to the Nigerian state, the Chief of Defense Staff charged the graduating clients to be advocates of peace and justify the second chance given to them. Lanre Adeyemi reports.
For the past 7 years, Operation Safe Corridor continues to be an effective tool in the fight against insurgency in northern Nigeria. The multi-agency program is graduating 594 former members of the Boko Haram terrorist group. They refer to them as clients.
They refer to them as client. They refer to them as client. For the past 7 years, you have witnessed Nigeria state releasing, educating, and empowering Boko Haram members. In the last 7 years, we have witnessed the worst military barbarism. You have witnessed the worst terrorist attack. You have witnessed the worst impunity because the military are shielding terrorists. Do you know the reason? Because most of the commanders here who are teaching and claiming they have repented are now allegiance to them. Most of the commanders in the southern Nigeria have sworn allegiance to them. So after they train them, they release them to society, they recruit them into the Nigerian military police, civil defense, and so on and so forth. And when they give them guns, they dispatch them to Biafra land. And what they do is their target is that thing that the Fulani terrorists could not do, while on rag cloth, they will come with military camouflage to Biafra land and execute it. Some of you will be wondering why your villages are being burnt, why you are being killed, why people are being abducted for no reason. Is because the people that are doing them were actually ex-Boko Haram members. Nigeria government, Nigeria military are lacking men. So they know people are no longer joining the military, not from the southeast, not from the south, not from the entire south. There is shortage of men. So what they do is to hire even foreigners and give them uniform to come to Biafra land and fight. And for that reason, everything called the rules of engagement has disappeared in the face of the earth, especially in Nigeria. The military do not have what we call the rules of engagement, because when you see them, they train them for just 6 months and they give them guns, and the idea is to go and make sure they destabilize the southeast, south, and the majority part of the Biafra land, like they have done in other places in the Middle Belt. So when you hear them calling them client, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been discharged. They are not releasing him. Today, as you see them releasing Boko Haram members, which have killed many Nigerians, this is what they do to match the woman. Look at the way he assaulted the woman. Look at the way he used his leg to march on the woman just to break her feet. This is happening in 21st century or in this 2023. Why Boko Haram is wearing nice white clothes, being pampered, recruited, and being paid salary and all that. Biafra woman, this woman is from Delta. Delta is in Biafra land. And according to the story, they wanted to arrest her son. The son was not around, and they have to now say the mother don't know what crime the son have committed. Now the son is not available. They have to now capture the woman, and this woman returning back to life or back to the family alive is not guaranteed. And when we talk, some people will say we are inciting violence. We are talking, and now no reasonable leader from Biafra land will give us, will give voice for the defense of this woman. Nobody. But they all have seen the video. They all have watched it. And you have not seen any media condemning it. You have not seen anybody writing petition against it. But when Simon Ekpa will rise up, because she's a Biafra woman and needs to be defended, when Simon Ekpa will rise up now and decide to do something, that is when everybody will begin to write petition. Have you seen how wicked the people are? Now tell me, if this woman is your mother, you understand? Because some of their mothers, their siblings has been killed, just like this. Maybe this woman will never return back. The luck she has was because somebody recorded it. If there is no video, nobody knows anything about her. She's gone. But I want you to understand, when you see people burning police station in Biafra land, it has nothing to do with Biafra. When you see people gunning policemen down, it has nothing to do with Biafra. But you see, it is because of these particular atrocities being meted on Biafra people, being meted on Ndi. Those who are direct victims will pick up arms and they will be ready to do anything to get at the police. And that's exactly what is happening. And it is not going to stop. Now, this is the Boko Haram that have killed military, killed police, killed soldiers, killed everybody, being pardoned and released, while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in DSS dungeon.
They have completed months of intensive physical, mental, social, and psycho-spiritual therapy.
I am confident that based on the therapeutic interventions,
and you know, whenever they want to do this impunity, they will bring Igbo man. This man talking here that looks like a, you know, some mixed, because it doesn't even look like Igbo man, you know. But this man talking here is an Igbo man. So they have to bring Igbo man to give a speech, so that when, you know, it will not be Muhammad and Gaddafi. So that any day we are going to discuss it, they will tell you, after all, Igbo man is one of them, training them. Do you understand? The man you see here, this fair man here is an Igbo man, according to the name, because anything is possible. We don't know.
This set of clients have undergone. They are better citizens from when they initially arrived at the TRR camp, and accordingly, sir, are certified fit for graduation and subsequent reintegration to their respective communities.
The uniqueness of the program stems from the comprehensive package, which encompasses not only the psychosocial and psychospiritual needs.
Why one of them is from Chad. They even extended the heart of fellowship to across the border Boko Haram members captured in Nigeria. While in Biafra land in the southeast, this is how they treat our children. Give them mental, you know, make them to have mental trauma that they may never recover. Even if you release this boy tomorrow, he has been traumatized, which needed a very serious therapy to overcome.
So I urge you to use this knowledge and also use your contact to call on your former colleagues, that is those that are still were in the bush, to surrender.
You must brace up for the challenges ahead. Some of you will encounter resentment and rejections in your communities, but I can assure you that if you remember and practice everything you've learned in this camp during the last 6 months, you will surmount these challenges.
The highlight of the graduation ceremony is a heart-touching apology by a client on behalf of his colleagues.
And we will definitely not disappoint him. That what he has done, he will never regret it. We will be the good ambassadors of these very facilities wherever we find ourselves.
They will be the good ambassadors of these various facilities, and they are clapping for them. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS dungeon. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. And many of them that have been recruited into Nigeria Army or have been given appointment to serve in one place or the other, like the one that happened in one of the northern states, where the guy was given appointment to work in government house. He still carried gun to go to do kidnapping and banditry. He come and still work in the government house. He carried gun, and he even recruited more of the police and the security agent in the government house to also work with them. Did you people not watch it? They claimed they arrested him. He confessed and he said he's sorry. So he used the opportunity to penetrate the government. So most of these people you see today, they say they represent Boko Haram. They are on a mission. The mission is infiltrate, capture, and conquer. And that is exactly why the Afghanistan you see today is what it is. I want us to listen to the story of Afghanistan and how it has changed everything here.
Fellow Nigerian, in search of excellence for Africa, my mission remains to create awareness, advance practical solutions, and transform mindsets via case studies. Together, let's midwife deliverance for our race, country, and continent. Please share this video. I am Dr. Israel Noyaram Davidson. Thank you. In 2001, US-led forces overthrew a Taliban-led Afghan government following the 9/11 attacks led by the Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden. For the next 20 years, the US and allies enforced democratic ideals, built up Afghan security forces, and provided operational air cover. The Taliban continued to attack. Now, eventually, under President Trump, the US promised to pull out if Taliban agreed to stop attacks and hosting terrorist groups. Today, the Taliban militants have declared Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan and overrun most of the country at lightning speed with little or no resistance from the 300,000 US trained and heavily equipped Afghan forces. US general could not believe an army could crumble at that rate.
I did not, nor did anyone else, see a collapse of an army that size in 11 days. There'll be many postmortems on this topic, but right now is not that time.
It is believed the Afghan soldiers, though diehards, had unquenchable allegiance to jihadist ideologies practiced by Taliban. There were Afghan soldiers by day, Taliban at heart, and Taliban at night. A situation some suggest currently exists in Nigeria too. So Afghanistan was simply handed over to the mullahs to govern based on their shared jihadist ideological leaning. The south and middle belt of Nigeria should wake up with urgency. The Afghan situation is cooking fast in Nigeria today. Afghanistan is number 1 on global terrorist list. Nigeria is number 3, second to Iraq.
And then, thank you very much. That's Afghanistan. I want you people to understand that today, as a result of the Taliban taking over Afghanistan, before they took over Afghanistan, there were no repentant Taliban being released by the Afghanistan government. There were no repentant Taliban. There were no de-radicalized Taliban. But the military of the Taliban were secretly swearing allegiance to the Taliban. And they fought from the inside, and they captured the government, and they overthrew the government of Afghanistan. Today, after they have overtaken and overthrown the government of Afghanistan, coming and starting from Finland, the situation of Afghanistan has worsened from what it used to be. And for that reason, the immigration in Finland has updated their asylum procedure specifically for Afghan citizens. And that is what I want to show you today. So now, if you do not rise up to fight to defend and free Biafra and get your freedom, the highest thing you can get is asylum somewhere in Finland, asylum somewhere in Germany, asylum in America, asylum in the United Kingdom. Because the people that are shouting and trying to salvage Nigeria will benefit more when the terrorists control the country. I don't know whether that's what they are thinking. And when you talk like this, they say you are making hate speech. Like one man is telling me, oh, Simon, I will follow you for 3 years. You are making hate speech. You know. And so this teaching I am doing now is, according to some people, speech. But people who are living in Afghanistan today, they run over them. And the highest they will get, for those who manage to come to Finland, though, because not everybody will travel from Afghanistan to Finland. Those who make it to travel to Europe and find themselves in Finland, this is the package you get. I want to read the updated asylum reception procedures from Finland as at 20th of March 2023. which is to say that the situation of people in Afghanistan is worse than what it used to be. Are you an asylum seeker from Afghanistan in Finland? Read below for current information about the processing of your application, because terrorist is in charge of the country. But for the past 20 years, America pumped billions and billions of dollars into Afghanistan, trying to even penetrated the presidency of Afghanistan. Upon all the money and all the ammunition America pumped into Afghan government, they failed. Today, this is what they can get in Finland and other parts of the world. So when this thing updated just 7 days ago, a week ago, it means that the situation in Afghanistan now is worse. The Finnish Immigration Service has updated its guideline on the processing of asylum application from Afghans, specifically for them. So by the time Nigeria is down and you are fighting Simon Ekpa, you will be looking for how, when Canada updates their asylum application for Biafra people or for people fleeing from Nigeria, you'll be waiting for when United Home Office in United Kingdom update their asylum application for people fleeing from Nigeria, from Tinubu and his group. Now, the changes concern especially you if you are an Afghan woman or girl who is in Finland, or you are a Hazara or a Sharia Muslim from the provinces of Nangarhar or Kunar, from the cities of Kabul, Mazar al-Sharif, and Kunduz. So what they are telling you now is that the situation of Afghanistan is worse in those areas, provinces that I'm mentioning now. And nobody can do anything to those residing in that place. We are now talking about those who already found themselves in Finland. So how do you now leave this? Afghanistan and come to Finland? That is if you are lucky. We grant asylum. Now, immigration of Finland is now telling the Afghanistan people that if you are from these areas mentioned, automatically you are going to have express paper. You are going to be granted express asylum because the place has been taken over, and it is, if you go there, back there as an Afghan woman or girl, your life is in serious danger. This is what we are running away from in Nigeria. This is what we are trying to avoid. Now, refugee status in Finland, we grant asylum refugee status in Finland to all Afghan women and girls, as well as Hazaras and Shia Muslims who come from the provinces of Nagara or Kunar, or from the cities of Kabul, Mazar Sharif, or Kunduz. Now, I want to reveal one secret to you. What is the similarity between Afghanistan and Nigeria? They say I am preaching hate speech. Do you know that you just heard that if you are from a Shia Muslim from Afghan, you will be granted, as a woman, you'll be granted asylum in Finland. What does that tell you? What it tells you is that the people that are killing people in those areas are not the Shias. Rather, they are the Sunnis. Do you know the religion that Boko Haram and the Buhari belong to? Both the late and the present one. Do you know the religion they belong to? They belong to the Sunni Muslims. And they are also against Shia Muslims in Nigeria. So when you hear that what is operating in Nigeria is the Taliban, of Nigeria. Don't doubt it. What you see while they are fighting Zakazi in Zaria, Zakazi is a Shia. Is a Shia leader in Nigeria. So they are fighting to eliminate them. Shia Muslims in Nigeria, they don't want to see them. The Sunni, which Buhari and all the Boko Haram members, including this Shetima, all of them represent, are the one in charge of Afghanistan. And that is why this particular video here is very, very important to you. We give you lecture, educate you so that you are not going to fall into the pit. You must listen to us and get yourself educated.
Hello and welcome to A Spirited Debate. I'm Lauren Green. Boko Haram has been terrorizing Nigeria's Christian community for years now, victimizing those who would stand in the group's way of creating an Islamic state. Christian Solidarity International is on the ground in Nigeria, working with victims to give them support they need. Frank Mayok is the program manager of Nigeria's projects and joins me now to explain the religious tensions smoldering in this region. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
You know, the interesting thing about Boko Haram, which I didn't know before, is that they really come out of Sudan. This is, and we know the strife that was in Sudan, where they broke the country in two. So explain where they come from.
Well, I can put it this way. Nigeria, after independence, the first two missions they have, one was in London and one was in New York. The third mission after that was in Sudan. And there is a reason for that. Sudan is the shortcut to Mecca. Someone from Nigeria, they go through Chad and go to Sudan and then go to the Mecca for the pilgrim.
The Mecca, to go to Mecca,
yes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And because of that, there are a lot of Nigerians who go to Sudan on the way to Mecca. Mm-hmm. And when they come back and they're poor, they stay there. Mm-hmm. And Sudan become their own country. Now, when the Islamic government come to Sudan in 1998, and their agenda was to Islamize Sudan in general, they were working with Nigerians. They were working with Osama bin Laden. When Osama bin Laden was pushed out from Sudan, he took with him one group of the terror, and then another group left in Sudan, and the third group was sent out to disturb the neighboring country. Part of those groups were Boko Haram, who were sent to Nigeria. And the idea is Sudan believed that the people who are ruling Nigeria now are not extremely enough, like the way it used to be. So the Boko Haram, people who start Boko Haram, they did the training in Khartoum with Osama bin Laden, and then they were sent to Nigeria.
So there's all Al-Qaeda ties.
It's all Al-Qaeda. Boko Haram is the Taliban of Nigeria. That is the way I can put it.
Boko Haram is the Taliban of Nigeria. Boko Haram is the Taliban of Nigeria. I want you to, Boko Haram is the Taliban of Nigeria. Now, if you understand this particular phrase, then you must understand what I'm doing this evening. If Boko Haram is the Taliban of Nigeria, what does that tell you when the immigration in Finland is granting asylum to people who are Shia Muslims from Afghanistan? What does that tell you? What it tells you is that the terrorists controlling Afghanistan, which is the Taliban controlling Afghanistan, are not Shia Muslims. They are Sunni Muslims. So, and again, let us read. This is what you should do if you are a Hazara or a Shia Muslims from the above mentioned region, or a woman or a girl, which it means that if you are in the region mentioned and you are a Shia Muslim, your life is under serious threat. Just like the life of Zakazi and his Shia movement is under threat in Nigeria. Exactly the same thing. So can you now connect the dot? What is happening is that if you do not support the disintegration of Nigeria, all of you will end up running away from Nigeria, where some countries, if you succeed in entering a country in Europe, they will now recognize you as a refugee who is running from Taliban of Nigeria, when they have taken over. For those fighting me today, thinking that you are fighting me, you will run away if we do not succeed. And God will never allow you to make us not to succeed. But this is what is await you. I am telling you the fact. Biafra must come this year. When this thing happens, all these people that are now looking for our head will not be there for you. All these people that are looking for Simon Ekpa to crucify will not be there. They will only say, okay, we can give you a temporary protection. Come and stay in our country. While they will look for another way to go into deal with the terrorists that have taken over your land. That is politics. It is very dirty. They will place sanction on them, or they will give them condition. And sometimes they accept the condition. Do you know the condition the United Nations gave to Taliban? They have not, sanctioned the Taliban for the human rights abuses and all that against Afghanistan people. You know the condition they gave them? They say they must denounce Al-Qaeda before they can recognize the government of Taliban. Is that a condition? Because there is nothing. And if Afghanistan have some kind of natural resources that interest the world, okay, they will be ready to go for it. They will tell you, oh, okay, just denounce Al-Qaeda, we denounce it, do this one, they do it, and they will recognize you. And the worst part of it is that the Taliban don't even need them to recognize them. Once Saudi Arabia is there, Turkey is there, all these Arab countries recognize them. They don't need America, they don't need Europe, they don't need Canada, they don't need Australia. They don't need anybody apart from the Arab country. And Arab countries will recognize them because they are the real Islamic State, which is the dream of every one of them. I want to make it very clear. I'm not against Muslims. I'm not against Islamic people. I have them very good people, very good friends. But the truth is that we cannot be forced to become what we don't want to be. So, for those thinking that Simon Ekpa is doing hate speech, this is the hate speech. And if this is the definition of hate speech, be my guest, because this hate speech I'm going to feed you with it. Today, people from Afghanistan, they are giving them asylum already. They're advertising it, say, come, if you are from this place, just come and take your asylum. There is no need questioning you whether your life is in danger because they have seen that your life is in danger. There is no need telling you that, asking you, if you go back, will you be killed? Because if you go back, they will be killed. So I want you people to understand what we are doing. Because if you do not support the disintegration so that Biafra will get their independence out of this impunity, your situation will come to this level. And it will come very soon. But we will never allow that to happen. And that's why we have always maintained that with or without you, Biafra will come. So, again, because of the information I'm bringing to you today, connecting the dot, the people you see here are the Taliban of Nigeria, that they are now following the same template in a different radicalized way to Islamize Nigeria.
This goes beyond petty sentiment or politics. It's about finding practical solutions to a national challenge. For the past 7 years, Operation Safe Corridors continued to de-radicalize and rehabilitate former Boko Haram members, removing valuable manpower from the insurgents and giving these clients a second chance at life. Landry Adiemi, TVC News, Gombe.
All those things you just heard are all lies, complete lie, fallacy.
Who are these people that become members of Boko Haram? Who are they? Are they disenfranchised? Or are they educated? Or are they unemployed? Who are they?
These are coming from the two tribes in Nigeria, Fulani and Hausa tribe. Those are Muslim. And you can see in Nigeria, bordering to Chad, there is a state called Borno. those people, it's easy for them to cross to Chad and go to Sudan and go to the Makkah. And when they come back, in 1998, the Sudan government opened up the scholarship for the young Nigerian to go for education. But those people were sent to the training camp to be terror. So they
daalụ nne nụ Igbo mụ na-ege ntị ka unu si wee na-esonyere anyị n'ihe anyị na-eme dịka isi wee nụ ihe Biafran Prime Minister kwugasị n'iru akwụkwọ a dị iche iche ka ife nwere ike ịgwa anyị n'ụdị nke gị gbasịta maka ya bụ ife ka bakwarụ ka ị drọpụrụ ya on the comment section below. Ọzọ dị ka ịbịa bụchite n'ihe a bụkwa Eastern News 24 ka isi wee wetara unu nnukwu ozi a dị oke mkpa nke anyị na-akpọ Morning Tea. Ngwa ndalụ niile na ụmụ Chineke ka ebesịanụ ụmụ Igbo.